But I think there's a danger in dialing up the rhetoric to 11 before we get all the evidence in. Because when Bob Mueller comes in with all of the stories, you want to have a word to say, okay, this is something new that we have learned. But I mean, I don't know that this was a turning point this week, but when you saw those patriots and warriors, all of the intelligence community step forward and basically call out the president. This is one of those extraordinary moments. Each and every one of them, could kick President Bone Spur's ass, every one of them. It's one thing for the president to diss John McCain, but now Trump world now has to try to discredit people who are heroes who have served this country for decades. Now, before we use the word treason, and we may get to that word treason, just wait for the evidence, because there's going to become a moment. Don't burn through it too fast.
I watched this documentary this week called Active Measures.
Yeah, no.
You've seen it? It's coming out next week. I think we have the director on soon. And there's also a book out called House of Trump, House of Putin, covers the same territory. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's super obvious already. He is a Russian asset. This has been going on since the 80s. They were targeting for this. And Bob Mueller's report is just going to be what this movie and this book is. Yes.
Well, you hope so.
With even more, it is. It's going to be foolproof. I'm not saying that's going to get him out of office, but it's pretty clear to me that he couldn't get money anywhere else because, among his other fine qualities, he's a deadbeat. He was in with the Russian mob so you know all this stuff, and cut to the hookers peeing in the bed.
There's a very good chance that this Mueller report is going to disappoint you.
I disagree.
I know that what you expect is this clear line between Trump and the Kremlin, and that there were quid pro quos, money for this, favors delivered, signed, sealed, and delivered. I think there's a good chance you won't get that it won't be such a clean document.
They already have it.
It's fine.
The Trump Towers were money laundering operations for all these Russian oligarchs. So you do this, you know this. You do this reporting.
So there's no question that most of the big money that was coming, for these people buying the condos were Russians. But what the missing piece of the puzzle is, what did he promise, say? What commitments did he make privately? And I don't know about you, but I want to know the answer to those questions. I want to know what he said. And so far we have a meeting that Don Jr. took in Trump Tower, set up by some sleazy music entrepreneur.
We also have everybody around him, Manafort, Flynn. All these people were all cute. Rex Tillerson.
Why did they change the Republican, the whole platform? Why did they do that?
But all these people around him were people with massive Russia connections who were into Russia.
Well, I don't think we're disagreeing.
Wait for the evidence.
I'm just saying, I don't think we're disagreeing. I'm saying there's clearly a lot of smoke there, and what I'm saying is the final report may not deliver you the kill shot that you want. It's going to be a political process.
And don't underestimate the president's possible success in obstructing this investigation. I mean, the one story that is playing out in plain view is, we're not speculating, is the president trying to obstruct this investigation? Of course he is. He's been doing it all along. And what he is doing right now is he's creating an enemies list. And one of the interesting things about this enemies list is how many witnesses, corroborating witnesses to this criminal investigation are going on right now. So, yeah, at some point you may get to the, get to the word treason. But right now, what you're seeing is this fundamental attack on, liberal constitutional democracy, the rule of law, and the obstruction of justice.
You're seeing that in plain sight. You are seeing this obstruction in plain sight. Then why is there no Republican with a backbone in Congress that will stand
Well, that's the easiest. I mean... Let me take you.
It's in plain sight.
I mean, let me take you inside. That this is all I do every day is talk to Republicans on the Hill. They are shit scared. They are shit scared because they see the polls.
Then they should be shit out of office. So is what they should be.
We can all, everyone can feel good about themselves and clap. But all I'll tell you is Trump is the most, let's just deal in reality, he is the most popular president among Republican voters in the last living memory. More than Bush after 9/11 now. So like, we're talking like 65 million people voted for him.
It
9
is
out of 10
mind-boggling.
But you know
It
what?
is
There is a moment where you have to stand up even with the polls and
thank
say,
you, Charlie.
we are not
Thank you to you
we
for
are not a
standing up.
constitutional potted plant. So
Yes.
this is an historic moment, and history is going to look back on this. And when people say, well, you know, what did you do when the Constitution was being undermined, when this investigation was being obstructed, when the President of the United States was engaged in these dealings? Well, I was looking at the polls. It's not going to be a tremendously compelling defense.
And also to just the rank and file Republicans out there. This is your guy? A guy who is willing to decimate America's security apparatus because they're on to him. That's why he's doing it. They're on to him.
Right.
So he's willing to throw them under the bus, the people who keep us safe.
I mean, Jonathan had a story this morning in Axios that said that basically what Trump may be doing is pulling the security clearances of the entire Mueller team, effectively completely disabling them from doing their investigation. So Mark Warner, Senator Warner, is going to be introducing some legislation on Monday saying that the president should not be allowed to willy-nilly pull away security clearances. And let's just see how many Republicans will support. Exactly.
Yeah, zero.
So what the hell if that's not creating an enemies list where you are trying to silence them and then Republicans being quiet and accomplices to this slow coup? I don't know what is.
And by the way, a few days before the election in 2016, Representative Michael McCall of Texas, Republicans, talking about Hillary's email server, he said, now we find out, very likely that foreign adversaries from other nations got into her private server. A lie, of course. This is, in my opinion, quite frankly, it's treason. So her email server was treason. They're not afraid to do it when it's bullshit. We shouldn't be afraid to do it when it's real. I just want to... I want to show the Andrew Cuomo tape. Andrew Cuomo stepped in political shit the other day when he said, we're not going to make America great again. It was, show the tape. He says it better than I could.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great.
Yeah, that's how Democrats handle patriotism. Here's how Republicans do it.
Right.
You see? Stop overestimating the intelligence of the American public. Just hump the flag.